Parshat Bo details for us the exodus of Egypt and the laws of the Korban Pesach. Within this parsha we have alluded to some of the questions that the four sons who we mentioned at the Pesach Seder night, the questions that they ask their parents. Let's learn together the question of the wicked son, raise one question, and try to answer it in many different levels to get a sense of the world of the wicked. Parshat tells us, it shall be that when you come to the land that Hashem will give you, as he has spoken, you shall observe this service. And it shall be that when your children say to you, what is this service to you? Ma havodah hazot lachem, which is a question of the Rasha. Va'amartem, you shall say, it is a Pesach feast offering to Hashem, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians, but he saved our households. And the people bowed their heads and prostrated themselves. I'd like to learn together this Rashi on this end of the pasuk. And the people bowed their heads and prostrated themselves. Note Rashi, source number 2. They bowed in gratitude for the news that they would be freed, be given the land, and have future generations of children. The question that we need to ask is, obviously, is it not understood that people are going to have children? What are they giving thanks for? And more particularly, as the Bad Kodesh notes in source number 3, is this not the children that they're being foretold that they're going to have? Is this not the child, the Sheila Sarasha, the arrow in 3, Uma b'sarahi zu b'vanim ka'ela? What is the good news in these type of children? They're told the question of Ma avodah hazot lachem, which the commentators note in the way that it's asked, not Vayaki yishalcha, that your child will ask, but rather Vayaki yomru elechem v'nechem, they will say, and they don't bring Hashem's name into there, Ma avodah hazot lachem, that Hashem has commanded. From all of this, it's understood we're dealing with a Rasha. And for this type of child, they bow and they say, thank you, Hashem. I can understand when they're told about the question of the Chacham. Thank you, Hashem, all children who are Chachamim. But that children who are wicked children who deny Hashem, for this they bow and they say thank you. How do we understand Pshat in Rashi? How do we understand Pshat in the Pasuk? Where the Pasuk says they bowed, they just showed gratitude. How do we understand this? So there are many answers that are offered to this question. The first approach, and then we'll see really as a continuum, is almost the approach that will preface our words. It's brought down in source 3 by the Bad Kodesh, a new Sefer, Rav Pravovsky, the Panovich Yeshiva, where he notes that this pasuk isn't talking about the Rasha per se. Rather, it's talking about how do you avoid having a child who's a Rasha. And that's how he explains in source 4. V'hayaki yomru elechem v'nechem. And it will be when they will say to you, your children will say to you, understand ki, not when, but pen. Ki can be understood in 4 different ways. And one of them is if. It will be if, perhaps, if your children should say this to you, then you should answer, Zevach Pesach, this is the sacrifice of God. What does this mean? Klomar, the bracket of 4. If you're afraid that you'll have children who will be like this, who are like the Sheila of the Rasha, Choser Emunah, who lack faith, therefore you'll have the answer of Amartem Zevach Pesach. And he notes that, and we'll see this noted by many Mefarshim, it doesn't say V'amartem lahem, or V'amartem you shall say to them, or V'amartem levincha you shall say to your son. Like V'gadet levincha, you shall teach your son. V'amartem is a general statement, and you shall say. Who is and you shall say geared toward? So says Rav Pravovsky, V'amartem is geared toward yourselves. And he notes, the whole reason why we call the holiday Chag HaPesach, why don't we call it Chag HaGeula, Chag of Cherus, the time of redemption? Why are we calling it Pesach? Pesach is just one detail of Hashem skipping over the houses. But rather he notes that Pesach is the aspect of Mesiras Nefesh. Pesach, when Hashem skipped over the houses, was he saw that the Jews were involved in doing Dam Bris Milah and the Dam Korban Pesach that were mixed together, where he mixed both of them together, because this was the Mesiras Nefesh of Klal Yisrael, how they gave of themselves entirely for Klal Yisrael. And because of this, that is why it's called the Martam Zevach Pesach. This is a holiday of Pesach. It's a holiday of Mesiras Nefesh. And explains about Kodesh the following. If you are worried about the chinuch of your children, then Ha'etzahi in Surah 6, V'amartem Zevach Pesach. You shall say to yourself, remind yourself the Sod HaGeula. You know what the Sod of Geula is? It's the Mesiras Nefesh you have for Yiddishkeit. It's the fact that you have Shmira on your